15 years ago, a boy accidentally killed his playmate. He hid the body in a crevice between some rocks. After doing that, Jack ran across the road toward his home without looking back. But at that moment, he realized his digital watch was missing. Even so, he didn't dare go back to look for it. If someone found it, it would become a huge problem. Unable to find her son, Remy, his mother came to ask Jack. Since the two of them often played together, to avoid being discovered, he deliberately pointed her in the opposite direction. But even after hours of searching, Remy's family found nothing. Very soon, Remy's disappearance spread throughout the entire town. It alerted both the police and a large number of local residents. Television stations repeatedly broadcast missing person announcements. Jack's mother thought her son was worried about Remy, never realizing that he was the one responsible for it all. Yet the thing Jack feared most was about to happen. The next day, the police took him in for questioning. Despite the intense interrogation, Jack remained calm, claiming that he had only seen Remy walk past his house and knew nothing more. Unable to find any useful clues, the police organized an extensive search throughout the town and the surrounding area. Yet, they found nothing. The third day was Christmas Eve. The townspeople gathered in the church to sing and pray, but Remy's father sat silently in a corner. At last, the grief he had been holding back for so long finally erupted.
C'est vrai quoi. Pourquoi ça a disparu depuis 2 jours? Et au lieu d'aller le chercher, on va chanter des cantiques.
Everyone understood the pain of a father who had lost his son. After discussing it, the priest decided to mobilize everyone in town to help the police. The next morning, everyone entered the nearby forest to join the search. Under the authorities' organization, fearing that his secret would be discovered, Jack joined the search party as well. Even though the crevice between the rocks was well hidden, the search would eventually uncover it. As he watched the crowd getting closer and closer to the crevice, Jack became extremely nervous. To his great surprise, the officer leading the search stopped everyone. He told them to go home and get some rest, promising to return the next day with police dogs. Jack had just narrowly escaped disaster, but he was still worried, convinced that the dogs would expose him. He had planned to confess the truth to his mother, but he hesitated and eventually went upstairs. His mother looked at him thoughtfully and chose to remain silent. That night, a dramatic event took place. Powerful winds howled. Lightning streaked across the sky, and a once-in-a-century storm struck the town. Jack rushed to close his bedroom door. His mother stepped forward to comfort him, but suddenly a huge tree crashed through the window, striking her in the head. She collapsed, unconscious. As Jack panicked, a massive flood suddenly burst through the door and flooded the house. Jack tried to drag his mother upstairs to safety, but his frail body simply wasn't strong enough. Fortunately, his mother regained consciousness just in time, and together they managed to reach the upstairs and survive. The next day, the town was plunged into chaos. Faced with the enormous destruction and countless casualties, everyone focused on the rescue efforts. The search for Remy was suspended, and Jack secretly returned to the hiding place. Looking at the crevice between the rocks, now covered by fallen trees, he finally felt a brief sense of relief. 15 years had passed, and no one talked anymore about the missing boy except Remy's parents. Jack had finally ended up with Amy, the girl he had always loved. He thought Remy's death would stay buried forever, but the town suddenly launched a forest redevelopment project, including the exact area where Jack had hidden the body and many trees were cut down. His 15-year-old secret was about to be exposed. Jack knew he could no longer wait. He had to destroy the evidence. That night, he returned to the crevice between the rocks. A horrible smell was coming from it, yet Remy's jacket had not decomposed. Jack grabbed a shovel trying to pull out the blue jacket, but the crevice was too narrow, and every attempt failed. The beam from his flashlight attracted a logger, and Jack hurried to gather his tools before running away. Soon afterward, the workers discovered the hidden body. The mayor held a press conference confirming that the body found in the crevice was indeed Remy's. The autopsy revealed that he had suffered a blow to the temple from a blunt object clearly indicating murder. A brown hair belonging to a white man was also found on Remy's jacket, but the DNA did not match any database. Remy's father demanded that everyone in town submit to a DNA test, but the mayor hesitated because large-scale testing would be extremely expensive, and the killer could just as easily have been a stranger or a drifter. An investigation like that would be like looking for a needle in a haystack. The town could not afford to devote that many resources to the investigation. Finding the killer would depend on the day he finally submitted his DNA, but no one knew when that would happen. Remy's parents were devastated while Jack let out a sigh of relief. As long as no DNA test was conducted, he was safe. He thought this nightmare was finally over. But the very next day, as Jack was starting his workday, a driver walked up to him and handed him a digital watch, the very one he had lost in the forest 15 years earlier. Back then, a car had driven by while he was hiding the body, but Jack had hidden behind a tree. The driver had recognized him immediately. Remy's disappearance had been reported that very day. The driver had immediately suspected Jack, and had found his watch in the forest. He had never turned Jack in because he was in love with Jack's mother, but he warned him that unless he confessed, he would live with that guilt for the rest of his life. While Jack was overwhelmed with panic, his girlfriend told him that she was pregnant and asked him to marry her. Jack denied that the baby was his, but his girlfriend replied, "If you don't believe me, take a DNA test." Terrified to protect his secret, Jack agreed to marry her. The reason he had not wanted to get married was that his girlfriend was the sister of the friend he had killed. He had no idea how he could face her family after the wedding. After a long struggle, he still chose not to confess. Jack married Amy, and they soon had a child. On the surface, their life seemed happy, but Jack endured unbearable torment every single day. Every action, every expression on his wife and her family's faces constantly reminded him of the monstrous crime he had committed.